the 100 No's worksheet. Tupperware used to offer a 100 No worksheet. And when I couldn't find it anymore, I just created my own in Canva. Canva's awesome. So it's just literally 100 spots. And I'll write down who I asked, what their response was, and what their reasoning was. And the secret behind the 100 No's worksheet is you can't cold message people. You can't just go through your friends list and say, poof, asking them, poof, ask them, poof. You can't do that. That's like you're going to lose friends doing that. The best way that the 100 No's worksheet worked for me is open up Facebook and just go to your news feed. Go to your news feed, and let's say you see Doug just posted that his dogs were helping him set up for Christmas. Oh, sorry, cat. So you just saw Doug post the picture of his Christmas tree and his dog's helping him. Send Doug a comment or a message, a private message, and say, Doug, oh my gosh, your dogs are adorable. They look like they had so much fun. Guess what? He's going to respond to that. If I just cold message Doug and say, hey, Doug, have you ever thought about selling Tupperware? I might not get a response. But if I open up a conversation with him about whatever he just posted, he's going to respond. He's going to respond and say, I know they're rotten, aren't they? They're so adorable. And then I can open up the conversation. They are so cute. Look, I've got this fun little challenge, and so sorry, strange animals that don't leave. So moving from that, say, follow in with a conversation and then lead into, have you ever considered selling Tupperware? Or I've got a really big goal that I'm trying to hit this month. I just need one person to help out. Is there any way I could convince you to host a party with me? And that's it. When you open up conversation instead of just being a cold message, you are leaving the door wide open for great communication, a great conversation of endless possibilities. Not only that, but you're making that person feel like they're a person and not just your token in the game. You don't want them to feel like they're just, only needed their friendship just for Tupperware. You don't want them to feel that way. So try doing that. If you don't have a 100 No worksheet, I bet you Doug can share one, or I'll share mine. I don't mind. Tupperware used to have a really nice one. It had a little clipboard at the top, had little check boxes. Mine actually has spaces big enough for all that info. I keep up with that. So I have them printed out and I keep them in a notebook. So once I fill out my first 100 No worksheet, I can still go back to people who maybe turned me down for recruiting. And I can go back, if they said this is not really good time for me, but maybe I would consider in the future, I can go back to my worksheet from 2 months ago, find that person and reach back out to them. Or if I had someone say, hey, I would really like to give this a shot, let me know when they offer the pressure cooker, or let me know when they offer yada, yada. That's what you can do. There's one more thing that I wanted to talk about with all this. Okay. So your first person that I talk to are my customers, then my host, and then I do this 100 No worksheet. When you're doing the worksheet, you're going to have no's. You're going to have like 90 no's, and that's fine. It's fine to have somebody say no. I hear it all the time. It's fine. I'm not dead from hearing no's. So I want to talk to you about following up the follow-up questions after that first no. If I ask Doug, have you ever considered selling Tupperware? And he says, no, I haven't. That's not something that interests me. Or if he says, no, I haven't really had the time for that. Probably an amazing way to respond to that would be something like this. Right? It's been such a crazy year. I don't know what I would have done without Tupperware. It's not only kept my sanity, but also gave me more time to spend with my family. Is there any chance you'd be interested in hosting a party with me this month? So you ask him if he'd ever considered selling Tupperware. He said no. He doesn't have time. So now you've asked him, would he host a party? So from that, he may turn you down again. He may say, no, it's really not the best time for me. That's fine. Guess what? We're all playing baseball. You get 3 strikes. So your last question that you're going to ask is no, or not really a question. No worries. I appreciate you chatting with me. Have so much fun with your dogs because we started talking about dogs. Have so much fun with your dogs. And if you decide you want to help a girl out and order anything, my website is blah, 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 blah. So you've asked if they had considered selling. You've asked if they'd host a party. And if you got shot down by those two, then you can still ask if they'd like to place an order. And that's pretty much where I end things. If they've shut me down for all 3 of those, I move on. But on my notebook, on my note sheet, worksheet, I always write down the date, the response, and the reasoning. It's so crucial to do that. You can go back and really find people. If it's not a good time of the year, well, ask them, say, well, I'll pencil you in for January. I'll check back in with you. Do that. And then same thing in January, highlight January, and then go back in January, look at your forms and say, oh, there's Doug. He told me to check back in with him in January. So then you've got that opportunity. So that's kind of my recruiting hustle. So never be afraid. And above all, never think that the person you're asking is going to say no. Don't project your opinions onto them because you are robbing them of this amazing opportunity that you have. And if Deanna would have thought that way about me and never would have asked me to join, I wouldn't have. And I wouldn't have a beautiful vehicle out of my driveway that I don't pay anything for, that Tupperware pays for, that Tupperware pays the insurance for. I wouldn't travel all over the world with my amazing tribe of friends. And I see some of them up there. I see you, Audra. Audra and I just got back from a trip to Michigan to visit Jerry Scrimger. So Tupperware gives you all these amazing opportunities. And if someone wouldn't have shared that opportunity with me, I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't have all these pretty faces looking at me. I wouldn't have this amazing tribe of people who love me for my Southern accent. It's amazing. It really is.